Friends, how are you doing? Let's do something positive today. I'm mounting new tires on the new bike. I'm actually assembling a new bike, and I want to tell you what to do before you actually put even the new tire and new inner tube on the new wheel. All right, so this is going to be quite a raw episode. This is what I have prepared, and I want to show you a couple of things. Okay. When the bike is being assembled in the factory, it will take about, I don't know, a minute or two to assemble the wheel with the inner tube, with the tire. This is why riding is not comfortable very often, and this is why we get so many flats. Number one thing you want to check on your bike before you actually assemble or put the inner tube and the tire. Check the tape on the rim. Please do so. Let's just get some focus here. This tape covers the holes for the spokes, for the nipples. The nipples are just beneath there. You want to check whether the tape is put equally or evenly around the wheel and it covers all the holes. Sometimes it will be wrinkled, and sometimes the hole will be seen. And then when you pump your inner tube, which is going to be like that, the inner tube will go into the hole, and the edges of the hole will cut the inner tube. So usually around 95 psi is enough for your inner tube to be cut. Especially if you have some super light inner tubes. Important thing, guys, the more expensive bikes do not have better assembly than the cheapest bikes, because let me show you something. This will be number 2 you need to check. On quite an expensive road bike, I got 2 flats, and I was thinking, why do they make such a rubbish inner tubes? One cut here, one cut here. I was thinking that the valve was actually going off the inner tube, that the joint between the valve and the rubber, actual rubber, was being done poorly, because sometimes that's the case, but it wasn't the case. The case was another thing, which is the only one hole which will never be covered by the tape, and this is the hole for the valve. You want to check whether this hole doesn't have sharp edges. You can file it, no problem. You're not going to do any damages. Just gently file only the edge here around, because when the inner tube goes here and the hole has sharp edges, it will actually do some cuts. So this was cut number 1, cut number 2. Not on this bike, on more expensive bike, carbon bike. So 2 inner tubes, and just imagine my 2 trainings spoiled. And once I had to call somebody to actually drive and pick me up and take me home. So this is bad. Check the tape, check this hole, okay? Another thing to check is actually the inner tubes. Do it, guys, do it. Pump a little bit, even the new one, and check whether the joint between the valve and the rubber is okay. On most of the inner tubes it will be, but on, I would even say, 5% of the inner tubes you will even feel that this will come off, especially if you like higher tire pressure. This might be a problematic thing. And also, if you are putting the new tire on your bike, it's good to unfold the tire and maybe keep it overnight in the actual shape it should have, especially if you're going for the tubeless one. So maybe not straight from the box to the wheel. But then the last one thing I want to show you, just please come with me, is what I do. I will put a little bit of water. I will moisture those walls on the rim before actually closing it with the tire, because it's much easier for the tire to get into its place on the rim. You don't want to have I'm sorry, any movement of the tire. This one isn't great. Actually, this one was put in the factory. It goes a little bit up and down, a little bit side by side, and it's not the rim, it's the tire. So when you just put a little bit of water on the rim inside, just after, I would say, maybe 50-70 psi, you will feel that the rubber is going nicely into its place. On some tires you will be able to see the line here, and then you will be able to tell whether it sits nicely or not. Let me try to show you. You see, okay, so this is the line, and you will see that maybe 1 or 2 millimeters it might not be just equally above the rim, maybe going up and down. Some tires, especially tires like this one, Schwalbe Lugano, I mean like the cheapest one, may not be of high quality. This is okay tire, but some may not be of high quality, and they won't actually sit super evenly on the rim. But yeah, definitely check the tape, check this hole, check this joint. Let the tire just sit overnight out of the box, and then just water the rim a little bit before you pump, and it will be super good, very comfortable, and no flats for you. So this is my tip for today.